UPS union workers start voting tomorrow on their new contract. It comes after an unexpected move from officials with Teamsters Local in Louisville. They were the only union reps in the country to turn down the tentative contract. WDRB business reporter Chris Otts broke the story yesterday. He's joining us now to explain more. Chris, you wrote that this is a surprise move, but this isn't a vote by leadership, not the rank and file itself. So what does it really mean here?
Right. Well, we don't know how significant this will be. It is a surprise move for sure. Let's be clear. What we're talking about here is a procedure in the Teamsters Constitution where all of the local unions, there's 176 around the country, come together when a new contract is negotiated. They send 2 representatives apiece to kind of pore over the details of the contract, get their questions answered, and then they take a vote. Now, the vote that matters is the one that's starting tomorrow among the 340,000 members, rank and file members of the union. This is purely a type of advisory kind of procedural action. But what really stood out is that there was only one union that voted not to recommend this contract. And according to my reporting, that was Local 89 in Louisville. They have not confirmed that yet, by the way. They will be telling their members about it at meetings that I believe start tomorrow and maybe explaining why that is the case. But it's surprising for many reasons. Number one, this is one of the biggest locals. UPS Worldport is a huge hub. Number two, this is Fred Zuckerman's local. He is the number 2 in the Teamsters union and one of the 2 primary negotiators of this contract and recommends it wholeheartedly. And whether they're going to tell the members not to vote for it, that's another thing. They could just stay neutral on it. We don't know that yet. But it is a bit of a perplexing development.
Mm-hmm. And you had mentioned that the vote that really matters starts tomorrow. So does Louisville voting no have any impact on what might happen?
It would, although the way that this works is it's not like a presidential election where there are different states that go one way or another. This is a single national vote, right? So in theory, if many people in Louisville don't like the contract, then that obviously could make a difference because Louisville has a huge concentration of Teamsters, but it certainly doesn't have the majority. We're talking about, over 300,000 workers across the country, some 12,000 here. So I think a lot of workers are going to have questions about why this happened, what exactly it means, whether it really matters for them or if it's just some sort of arcane sort of procedural issue that occurred. And I think the local union will probably be starting to talk to their members about this very soon.
And very quickly, do we know why the leaders of Local 89 are voting no? Why they've said no?
So they've not said anything on the record about this, and they've not said anything publicly to the members yet that I have seen. We've heard different things, and one of the things I know was said in the room was that maybe some of the language about the raises in the contract, particularly with respect to places that have market rate increases, which Louisville does, which means a little bit of a higher wage, was not. There was concerns about whether that language was completely locked down. But what's interesting about that is you would think that some others around the country, this doesn't just apply to Louisville, would share those same concerns, and yet they were the only ones to vote no. So there's still a lot to sort through here.
Louisville, the only one. All right, thank you, Chris Otts. You've been on top of this story from the beginning. We know that you'll be watching it closely as the votes come in here locally. You can read his latest story right now on WDRB.com.